Hi everybody, it's Kimba. So today is June 20th and we're here for another fun-filled hour of togetherness. And we will get started with our dashboard items as usual. And as we come together, we will talk about things that we've already discussed. Mediumship today, and how we're going to rock the world with things that we're going to learn. So, as always, for those of you that are just joining, we will talk about, excuse me, we'll recap on last week's stuff that we talked about. We will build on last week's and the weeks prior and the weeks prior to that. So, grab a drink. I've got mine. And make sure you have some nosh, and let's get started. Hi, Gina. Hi, Kathy. So, some dashboard items. Let's talk about stuff that we've already talked about. I had given you a few exercises or homework, so to speak. The first week, we talked about strengthening our psychic muscle and how we talked about doing that. I'm just making sure my volume's up. We talked about taking a notebook, and each morning when you rise, you take the notebook off your nightstand and you write down a few things. And by doing so, 3 predictions. Nothing major. The color your supervisor shirt is going to be, your dog is going to not eat its breakfast or dinner, that sort of thing. And then at the end of the night when you retire, you're going to look at those 3 predictions that you wrote in the morning before you got out of bed and what happened. How's that working out for you? Hi, Michelle. How are you? Hi, Eddie. Thank you so much for joining. So that was the first week. Is the notebook working for you? I need some feedback. So let me know if the notebook is working for you. The second week, we talked about a buddy system where you find someone and you talk about telepathically. I'm sending you a number between 1 and 10. You send that person the number, you feel the number, you become the number. And a good way of doing that is basically you find a partner and you say to them, I'm sending you a number. And as you are the receiving person, you think about that number. And you go down a mental checklist in your mind. Do I feel like the number 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it 4? And you keep doing this back and forth, back and forth. Hi, Trish. Thank you so much for joining. The third week, we talked about an envelope. And I've since lost my envelope because my cat was on my desk. Basically, we take a privacy envelope and we fill it with shapes, triangles, squares, circles, ovals, and we have our same partner or a different partner take one of those shapes, geometric shapes, put it in the envelope, and then we have to put the envelope between our hands and guess what is actually in the envelope. But we don't just so much guess, we try to feel the shape that's in the envelope. That's how we're strengthening our psychic muscles each week. How is that working out for you? Do you find one exercise is working particularly better than another exercise, or do you find they're coming along? You have to be consistent. It's like going to the gym. The fourth week, we talked about sounds. As weird as that does sound, we talked about envisioning a sound like wedding bells, church bells, rain on a tin roof, and basically for 5 minutes taking your cell phone and turning it on for a 5-minute time limit and imagining that sound. Whether it's a roaring train down the tracks or it's traffic, you take that sound in your mind and for 5 minutes, you just think and hear that sound. Every time your mind wanders, did I pay that check? Did I give the kids their lunch for school? You take that thought, put it in an imaginary red balloon and release it to the sky. That's how you retrain your mind to think and retrain your mind to stay focused. How is that working out for you? The 5th week, we talked about psychometry, where you take your partner and you basically, hi Hazel Glow, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. The 5th week, we talked about taking a partner and taking an object. Your partner hands you something that you wouldn't know about, whether it's a wedding ring of an aunt that they were related to, or it's a watch, or it's a necklace or a locket, something that you wouldn't have any connection to. And they give it to you, and then you hold it, and you start to feel, did this particular item belong to a male or female? Did it belong to the mother's side of her family or father's side? And you kind of go down this mental checklist. How is that working out for you? So with those 5 weeks and 5 different exercises, I'd like to know how it's working out for you. I'm pausing to look off to my right, just so you know, to see what people are saying. Hi, Trish. So you've had dreams about your mother-in-law who's passed away, and she's letting you know she's watching. Yes, I do believe that people can have dreams of those that have passed on, and I'm glad that you brought that up, Trish. When we're asleep, our subconscious is the most wide awake. So during the day, there's so much going on. I'm talking, you're at your computer, you're probably toggling with Facebook or on your email. Your kids are home, your pets. There's other things going on in the background. So you can't just completely focus on me and your angels. So at night, our loved ones come to us in dreams because that's when our subconscious is completely wide awake and open. They try to get our attention during the day, but unless you're really trained with all of these exercises I just told you about, unless you've learned to really hone in your mental focus and your drive to be able to tune things out, it's very hard to tune into your angels. So Trish, I do believe that your mother-in-law is coming to visit you, and a lot of times these dreams might not make any sense at all, and that's okay. Welcome it. She's visiting you. Hi Gina, how are you? Hi Rebecca, hi Kathy, hi Tony, hi Kathy again. So we have so many people in our chat room, and I'm so thrilled. So I just reviewed, for those of you that just joined, the 5 types of different practices of how you can strengthen your psychic muscle. So keep me posted in terms of how they're working out for you. For right now, I'm going to leave those 5 exercises on our dashboard because I think for a few more weeks, I want you to play. I want you to strengthen those muscles, those psychic muscles, and really get good at them. Because I want you to be able to say to me, hey, Kimba, the numbers thing I've got down. I'm slamming it. I'm nailing it with everyone. I'm able to do it with the partner I started doing this with, but I'm also able to do it with other people as well. Okay? So do your notebook, do your buddy system with the numbers, do your envelope with the geometric shapes. I want you to do the sounds. Pick a sound that's either pleasing or annoying to you. It could be one or the other. And then psychometry, which is take a partner and have them pick an object that you wouldn't know anything about the history of that object, and make it something that can fit into the palm of your hand. And then I want you to, as you're holding the object, I want you to actually think about, did this object belong to a man or a woman? What type of energy is attached to it, male or female? Did it belong to the mother's side of the family or the father's side of the family? A lot of people ask me when I read mediumship and I deal with the angels of those that have passed on, how do I know if it's mother's side or father's side? And different mediums learn different ways. I believe John Edwards once said he learns by different levels. Like he learns, I believe, the fathers, if he saw the spirit up higher, he believed it was more fathers, and if he saw the spirit lower, it was mothers. I learned, for me, because everyone learns differently, and you learn your own system. When I'm encountering an angel, I believe in angels. I'm sorry, I don't believe in calling people spirits because I'm a hospice nurse too. So when I encounter an angel, I believe that if they present to me on the left side of my shoulder, I always believe a mother's love is on the left side. So to me, that tells me maternal mother. If an angel comes off to my right side, that tells me father's paternal. So that's how I differentiate when I'm getting messages from angels and I'm delivering them to my clients. That's how I determine, am I dealing with someone's mother's side or father's side? And then I can ricochet out great-grandmother, great-grandfather, and so forth and so on. So there are the dashboard items for the homework. We're going to stick those in place for a while because I want you to get really good and strong and honed in on them, okay? So for right now, I'm not going to give you any more homework because I want you to be really good at that before we add to that. Hi, Juanita. Hi, Bertha and Bonnie and Nancy and Kathy and Wen and Bertha. So another piece of dashboard items that I'm going to go over is the 7 things that we're going to quit immediately saying. The universe operates. I apologize. I'm still sore from when I fell in Arizona on that rock. So 7 things to quit saying. When we talk to the universe and we say, we want this to happen, 7 things, you don't want to leave things open-ended, okay? So you basically want to say, you want to get rid of saying, I wish, I want, I could, I hope, I try, I need, and I desire, okay? You basically want to get rid of them because they're open-ended. I wish. The universe is like, I wish what? And what you want to say, and I'm going to move this over so you can see it, is because they're passive and open-ended, is you want to say, I choose or I choose not. Because basically you're saying to the universe, I choose this or I choose not. And the universe is like, damn, she just leveled up. Oh, well, we don't have, she just leveled up. So she's not saying she wishes, she desires. She's saying, I choose or I choose not. Uh-oh, now we got to answer her request. Okay? Another piece of dashboard item, just for those, I'm going to keep doing this until it happens. I'll be at the Phoenixville Psychic Fair, September 7th, 2019. Phoenixville is on Main and Bridge Streets. I will have my own booth, so come see me if you have any questions. This particular fair is amazing because it's just basically psychics galore. You go up and down the street and you can get read as many times as you want. And I always say, look for validation. If you get read by a psychic and then you get read by another psychic and you have 2 psychics telling you the same thing, pay attention. It's the universe knocking you on the head, okay? So come see me at the Phoenixville Psychic Fair, and that is September 7th. Another dashboard item is the 39th Media Food Festival, which is October 6th from 9 to 5. I will also be at Media on State Street, and this is an awesome food festival, craft festival. I'll have my own booth, and I'll be doing readings as well. So if you have questions, come see me. So let's get down to the good stuff, because isn't that why we're all here? We're all here because we have questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom down real fast. Hi, Brian. Hi, Laura and Tony and Kathy and Bertha and Brenda and Juanita. Hello, hello. And Sue and Wen. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to toggle all the way back to the top. And I'm doing that. There's a method to my madness because I want to make sure I try to hit as many people as I can because I think that's really important. So I'm going to start back at the top and I'm just going to slowly scroll down and see. Thank you, Michelle. Ramadas, blessings to you as well. I do believe in blessing people. I have had people say to me, can you curse someone? And I do believe the universe does hear you. So I do believe in positivity. What you wish on someone, just be careful. In Wicca, they say the rule of 3. So if you bless someone, it'll come back to you 3-fold. If you curse someone, be careful, it'll come back to you 3-fold. We are also in our 5-month, we're winding up in our ending of our 5-month Pluto and Saturn phase. So we're in a karmic completion of cycles. So as I had mentioned to you, if you're a basically good person and you're trying to adjust yourself, so to speak, as we're all trying to learn, this will be a good period for you of growth and enlightenment and learning. But if you are a nasty person and you're kind of an asshole, well, the universe is going to kind of kick you in the ass. So this, we're winding up this 5-month cycle, and Saturn is all about retribution and karmic lessons. So I'm just scrolling down over here. If I look off to my right, which is your left, let's see, I'm just seeing first person, first time watcher. Hi, Kathy. Thank you. Kathy Gastineau. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Tony. Kathy Gastineau saying anything for you. Kathy, I have to say, for you, I'm going to start with you, and then I'm going to scroll down. So I want everyone to know I'm going to try to hit as many people as I can. For Kathy Gastineau, I'm going to start off with angel cards. Angel cards are all about good juju, as are tarot. Tarot is all about good juju as well. A true medium will tell you that tarot can be heavy. Tarot can predict death. But for you, Kathy, I want to show you the card forgiveness. Not a bad thing. Forgiveness is all about letting go. It's also all about, I'm struggling to find the word because it's like it's getting caught here in my throat chakra. Almost like, Kathy, I want to cry for you. I want to almost say, whatever is blocking you, whatever you're holding on to, let go. Here's the thing, girlfriends, and this is just you and me. Whoever's done you wrong, and I don't know because my angels aren't showing me because it's not my business. Whoever's done you wrong, forgive them, because we're in a powerful karmic cycle. And forgiveness is so powerful because what it does is it frees you up. So whatever you're holding on to, bless and release them. I feel like this is something that goes back 3 or 4 years, and whatever it is you're holding on to it, and it's okay. We all hold on to crap. I hold on to crap. I don't know about you guys, but I do. And there are certain times I'm like, oh, where's my voodoo doll? You know, when I used to work at Aetna, oh, there were sometimes it was hard dealing with the public, and I get it. But forgiveness is about you, girlfriends, because what it does is, and I learned this the hard way, especially when I got divorced, forgiveness frees you up because what it does is it allows you a state of peacefulness because you can move forward with your life. It doesn't allow that person to keep renting space in your head. Does that make sense? So for you, whoever you need to forgive, whoever is blocking you, forgive them because you're better than them. They've done you wrong. Yeah, that's true, but move on. Let me know if that makes sense. Juanita, hello, Juanita, hello, hello. And Bertha, first time, welcome, 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 Bertha. Bertha Beam, congratulations, thank you for coming. And Bonnie, hello, hello. Nancy, Kathy, Kathy Gastineau says, is your husband trying to send you a message? You know, I'm going to do this. This is going to be weird. Just bear with me a second. It's almost like, pretend these glasses were like aviator glasses. If I were to put these on so you couldn't see my eyeballs, and then I'd go like this. I don't know what that means. So he's almost doing like that, like putting on these sunglasses that are aviators so I can't see his eyes. But it's almost like he's saying you would understand what that means. So if you could validate that for me, I would love to know what that is about. But yes, he sends you immense love. And as soon as I say that, it's almost like, damn it, I died too soon. I went too fast. I didn't have time to prepare to say goodbye. So let me know if I'm on track because it's almost like I feel angry even saying that because, you know, when people die, some people have time to prepare. Like my dad, for instance. I think my dad had a beautiful send-off. And I'm so grateful for that. But there are people who don't always get that opportunity. And I feel like with your husband, he didn't get that chance. So I'm going to keep moving on and scrolling down. Juanita, you're saying the video froze and you can't watch. Okay, well, Juanita, for you, I'm going to just pull a card. Okay? So, Juanita, hopefully if your video still froze, I'm just going to pull a card for you. And the card I pulled for you, I'll describe it to you, even though I'll show everyone else so they can see it. It's from the angel deck, and it's friendship. It basically is a card that has 3 angels on it, or 3 cherubs. And for you, Juanita, I believe this is all about your solidarity as a friend. I feel you're a solid person, and I feel like this card was pulled. I'm so sorry. I just feel like I just aspirated on my own spit. Oh God, is that gross? Juanita, sorry. I feel like the reason why I pulled this card is the angels are saying you're a very solid friend. It's like you might not be someone's friend right away. You know how like there are always people who are like, hi, I'm so-and-so, and they're your friend right off the bat? You kind of like sit back and observe people and then decide if you're going to be their friend. But once you've made that determination that you're going to be their friend, you are a friend for life. And the angels just are validating that you are solid, you're secure, and that you're, I hate to use the word a friend for the end, but you're not the type of person that's a friend for a season, if that makes any sense. Brian, thank you. Sending you the love back. Hi, Laura. First time anything for you. Let's see. Are you okay if I switch to tarot and see what the tarot deck has to say for you? You know what? I'm going to see what Laura Klein. You know, I have to go like this because as soon as I do that, I feel almost like, and this is for Laura Klein, I feel almost like there's a cat on my shoulders. So I have to say, before I even look at the cards, I feel like there's a cat that is in spirit that's around me. And I want to address him because I'd be really shitty if I didn't. And I feel as though some mediums won't address animals. And I feel that's a disservice because I do feel our fur babies, whether it's a snake, whether it's a tarantula, whether it's a cockroach, whatever it is we've had as a pet, I do believe they have souls. And I do believe if we've shown them love and we've housed them, I do believe they come over and they show themselves to us. I do believe this cat wants to be acknowledged. It's a male, and for some reason, if I could show you, my cat Zeus is not around, so I can't show you. This cat is almost crawling on my shoulders, around my neck and to the other shoulder. Does that make sense? So I have to address him first. So he's coming through, and he's saying you would know this. You would know that he crawls from one shoulder across your back of your neck to your other shoulder. And that was like his trademark. So with that being said, I'm going to flip a card for you. Justice. In the tarot deck, this isn't about retribution. It isn't about karma. It's all about completion. It's all about things being completed. It's a cycle ending. It's also about a good leader. Do you see how when you look at the card, I want to make sure my pen is closed. Do you see how her foot here, right here, see how her foot is sticking out? She's ready to rise. In other words, she's ready to kind of like get herself up and ready and going. She's ready to take action is what I mean. So this tells me you're a good leader. This tells me you're ready to go. This tells me you're ready to take action. This tells me you're ready to basically be a good supervisor, a manager. And I feel as though you're in that position already. If you're not, I feel like you're going to be offered a position of a promotion is probably the best way of saying it. And it's like I'm stuttering because it's like I can't figure out what you do, but it's coming. It's coming. And I'm seeing sunflowers. So for me, the angels, just so you know, the angels are like, Kimba's human. We have to get things to her as quick as possible. So let's give her symbols. So when I see a sunflower in my mind's eye, that tells me August, because when do sunflowers come to full bloom? August. So for you, my dear, I see a promotion. Please keep me posted because I'd like to know that. Tony Ann, you're a nurse. I bow to you. I'm not worthy. I love nurses. I love anyone. I really do. I mean, love is love, right? But when I come across a fellow nurse, I'm, hey, what can I say? Wen, Kathy, you believe in angels. I believe in angels too. Archangels are my favorite. Bertha, does your husband have anything for you? Let's see. You know, first and foremost, he's asking me why you aren't wearing the last piece of jewelry he gave you. Thank you. And it's almost like he's saying it has to do with a locket. So I'm not quite sure what that means. So please keep me posted on what he means by that. But for Bertha, he wants to know why you're not wearing your locket. Brenda Miles Gladwell, hello and welcome. Juanita, the live streaming isn't working. Is that true? Can you guys see me? Let me see. Tell me if you can't see me. If you guys can't see me, let me know. Somebody let me know, please, if you can't see me. I'm just checking my camera here. You can see me. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to backtrack again. I'm going to go back up. Where did I leave off? Let's see. Juanita. So can you see me now, Juanita? It's like, can you hear me now? Can you see me now? Juanita, please let me know. Let's see, I'm scrolling and let's see. Vera, how are you, Vera? I'm so glad that you joined. Can I tell you what's going on with your health? You know, this is for Vera Wagenhauser. I'm looking off into the distance, just in case if you're wondering why. I do that to kind of zone in. I have to almost say, Vera, I feel like as soon as I zone in and do like a quick body scan on you, I feel like there's something blood-wise. When I say blood-wise, I'm referring to something like lupus, something like a blood psoriasis, something that has to do with the blood. I feel like it's more chronic and it kind of cycles back as soon as it goes away and it clears up, like lupus. Lupus is kind of like what keeps coming back to me. I feel like it's more chronic, but I also feel, thank you, like they're also saying, they as in the angels, are also saying, try to get to clean eating. As weird as that sounds, our food is so heavily inundated with preservatives. Even something as simple as our meats. I've recently become vegan, and a lot of people are like, oh, you're vegan because you don't want to kill animals. No, my dad, who is over my shoulder, I don't know if you guys can see him. That's one of the last pictures I took of him when he was in the nursing home. My dad was an avid hunter, so he hunted deer, he hunted pheasants. I stopped eating meat because of all the preservatives and antibiotics and stuff that's pumped into our meat and sold in the stores. So I've recently changed to a plant-based diet, and I try to eat as raw as possible. Fresh vegetables, fresh fruits. So Vera, I would have to say, if possible, try changing and tweaking your diet. But I would also say try to get educated. I know that sounds really weird. I just recently saw a really good video called, I think it's called Eating You Alive. And it's really interesting how sugar and our intake of sugar correlates to cancer, as well as all the preservatives that are added to our food. Now that's just one documentary, and I'm not plugging that documentary, but there are plenty of documentaries out there about diets and food and what's put into our food. So start with that one and let me know what you think about it. Let's see, Laura Klein, can you have a card for the first time? Of course you can. Of course you can, girlfriend. Abundance. So abundance is perfect for you because when I pull this card, what this means to me, I'll tell you what it means to me, is when I look at a person, I see a wheel, a pizza pie, if you will, okay? And each slice of the pie has to do with abundance and what abundance means to you, Laura, in particular. So let's take this pie, for instance, and one slice has to do with your emotional health. One slice is mental. One slice is your financial well-being. One slice is your physical well-being. One slice is your romantic health. I mean, come on, don't we all want to be in a relationship? One slice is your spiritual health. That's huge. Whether we want to admit it or not, we're spiritual beings in these shell of our bodies. You know, when people say we're beings of light, that's basically what we're talking about. We are actually beings of light. We're basically in a human body, a shell. Whereas when we die, our soul is actually just a being. It's not a physical being. It is a light, so to speak. So we won't have the same form we have today of atoms and molecules and ionic bonds and all that stuff. So to answer your question, when I look at your abundance wheel, metaphorically speaking, I see everything is on target, except I see in the spiritual pie piece, so to speak, there's a little bit a smaller piece where in your spiritual realm, it could be enhanced. But I also see that there's a break with your, and I'm looking up because I want to say this and honor you. There's a break with your church, and I get that. We've all been there. I mean, haven't we all been there? Our parents have raised us with a religion or not a religion, and as we've gotten older, we've either said, that doesn't work for me, and I'm not doing that, or we kind of adapt. Like, if you ask me today what my religion is, it's a little bit of everything, because I don't like going to a church where someone stands in a pulpit and tells me their experiences of the past week and then how I should live my life for the next week. So when I mentioned to you, Laura, that your spiritual well-being could be enhanced, what I mean by that is take inventory of what works for you, whether it's meditation, whether it's a particular religion that interests you, and find what works for you. So if hypothetically you were born and raised Catholic and you have hard feelings against the Catholic religion, and understand I'm just using this as an example, take that and throw it out the window. And then you find what works for you, whether it's the Taoist religion, whether it's the Buddhist religion, whether it's the Wicca religion. There's so many different religions out there that promote love and peace, that don't be afraid to experiment. Because if you ask my kids what I practice today, girl, they'll tell you, I have a little bit of everything. I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, but I also practice a little bit of Wicca because it's energy work, right? Yeah, it is. And those of you that know me and have been following me know I'm a nurse. I do Reiki, I do bioenergy, and I'm not afraid to play with energy, and I'm not afraid to use Mother Earth. So, you know, don't be afraid or don't be discouraged. If modern sentiment has told you you have to fit into their box, because you know what? We don't fit in boxes. We're people, okay? So when I tell you your abundance is your spiritual could be enhanced, don't worry about it, girlfriends. Keep moving, okay? So I want to say that as an encouragement, and I'm not downing you, okay? Love and light to you. I'm going to move on. Rachel. Hi, Rachel Prestwood. How are you? I'm going to switch to tarot. Is that okay, Rachel? Because I feel like I want to give my tarot cards a good workout. Because I feel like I like using both of them. And I feel like that's what makes it fun. So, Rachel, this is for you. Rachel Prestwood. Rachel, girl, what's going on with you? And that's a good thing. I have the Four of Wands. This is all about Happy family, happy marriage, happy renewal of vows, happy boyfriend, happy getting away. This could also mean happy new home and or, I'll tell you what I see. I see a shore house. I don't know if you've rented a shore house for the summer, but that's what I'm seeing. Why do I see that? I'll explain that to you. Here is you and your mate, and here's you celebrating. Some people call it a hopa. I call it a celebration tent. Doesn't matter what you call it. And see in the background the castle? There you go, girlfriend. I'm seeing a shore house that you either signed a contract for and or you're renting. So that's what I see for you. So keep me posted on that, okay? Because if you do, I want to come visit you. Lisa Garcia, how are you? Lisa Garcia, let's see. What do I see for you? You know, I want to address, as I'm shuffling the angel cards, I want to address a dog that's coming through so strong. I can't quite grab the breed. As most of you know, I'm a diabetic and I'm almost colorblind. So this dog is presenting almost, if I were to guess, because I'm seeing things in grays, I think it's tan. Don't quote me on that, but I'm guessing at that. But I think this could be a boxer and or a type of a pit bull or mixed. But this dog's coming through, and I'd be shitty if I didn't address him. So for you, I do want to say he is coming through, and thank you. It's almost like, okay, if I were to take his tail, hold him at the tail, and count up 3 vertebrae, almost like he had like a hip dysplasia. And that wasn't what did him in, but that was a problem. Hi, Zeus. Zeus just walked in. So when he gets close enough to me, I'll grab him and then bring him up so you guys can see him. But he wants to be addressed. So I'd be shitty if I didn't address him. So for you, oh my God, you saw me shuffle the cards, right? Abundance. Abundance comes up again. You saw me shuffle the cards. So for you, I want to address Lisa. Abundance. Abundance is a wheel. We do romantic. Romantic's hitting me front and center, so cerebrally. So I have to ask you, Lisa Garcia, are you seeing anyone? I'm scrolling down to see the responses. So Lisa Garcia, if you are on, if you're still on, let me know. Are you seeing anyone? This is for Lisa Garcia. Because if you are, I think something's coming up really big for you. So for Lisa Garcia, this is for you. As I mentioned, I just went over this with the person prior to you. When I look at the abundance card, I see it as a wheel or as a pizza pie, is another way of saying it. I see romance is popping out like front and center. So Lisa Garcia, you're not seeing anyone because he's coming. He's coming, Lisa. And I'm going to flip tarot. This is where tarot comes in. Angel cards are all about mediumship, angels, things that are going on presently. Tarot is all about prediction, fortune, what's coming. Does that make sense? Okay, so for Lisa Garcia, this is your guy. Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Everyone thinks Pentacles are all about Wicca. Why? Pentacles in the tarot deck are all about money, all about the Benjamins. So here's something that's really interesting. And I lost Zeus. Zeus knocked over my pen, so I'm going to use a different pen. I always make sure when I'm pointing with my pens that my pen is retracted. So here's the hand, here's the pentacles. This is the guy, Lisa Garcia, who you're going to meet. Pentacles, as I mentioned, are all about money, all about the Benjamins, all about making money. This is an entrepreneur. This is a guy that knows how to make money. This is a guy who's a businessman. When are you going to meet him? See this in the background? This is an arch, basically, of flowers. Now, when I look really closely, I don't know if you can see it, but there's actually roses in this arch. Roses actually happen and they're in season now. Then they continue to go in season until probably about the end of the summer, depending upon the rose and the type of rose. So I would say, Lisa, you're probably going to run into this guy between now and the end of the summer. So that would be August. Don't be surprised. He's a businessman. When I ask, what does he do? The next card I get is King of Swords. King of Swords men, I love. They usually are Aries, they're usually Libras, and they're no-nonsense types of guys. When I say no nonsense, what I mean is it goes hand in hand with him being a businessman. You can't be a businessman and be a creative type of guy. Businessmen are men of swords because they're the type of guy who, when things aren't going right, what do? They fire you, right? They're the type of guy who basically know how to command work, they know how to get their employees to work, and they know how to get shit done. This is your guy. Here's something else I want to point out to you. When you look at the card really closely, and I'm going to point it out here, right here you can see rams. I don't know if you can see it really, really well, but rams usually are April or Aries. So I want to point that out to you really crystal clearly. He's coming. He's coming between now and August. So Lisa Garcia, keep us posted because we all want to know about your love life. No, we want to celebrate with you. I believe, and I'm going to say this to the day I die, because if you think that I'm different, you've got the wrong medium psychic. I believe women should support women. And Lisa, I want to know when you find them because I want to celebrate with you, okay? Going to keep reading down. Vera Wagenhauser, please let me know if I was right about your health and when I mentioned a blood type of disorder like lupus, because if you can confirm that for me, then I can read a little bit more. I need a little bit of confirmation so I know I'm on the right track and I can kind of ping like we do in with our cell phones. You know, with our cell phones, once we get a signal, it pings back to the cell phone tower. Same thing in mediumship. Same thing in being a psychic. When a client confirms to us, or like you confirm to me, yes, it is a blood disorder I have, boom, it pings and I ping back to my angels. Okay, she's saying blood, give me more information now. That's basically how it works. Or another way is like a fine-tuned cable channel. Does that make sense? That's probably an easier way of saying it. Like when you're watching cable and the channel's fuzzy and well, when we were young, you know, we had to adjust the antennas, you know, so you kind of get the idea, but that's really how mediumship works. It's no different. So Ginger Newcomb, what do you need help with? You say, help me. So I'm curious, what is it you need help with? Do you need a card? I'd be happy to throw a card for you, but help me is very much, and I say this with respect, understand. It's very open-ended. It's kind of like our 7 things that we don't want to say to the universe. So I'm here, I hear you, I validate you, I need more information. Celedonia Ciprania, am I saying that right? I apologize if I mess up your names. Hey, I've got the name Kimba, right? What was my parents thinking? Who knew? So Celedonia Castro, yes, you may have a card. Page of Cups. Celedonia, I need to ask you, are you currently seeing someone? So this is for Celedonia. I'm going to backtrack again here. Cipranio Castro, are you seeing someone? And I'm just waiting for her response before I go any further, because I want to explain this card. So Celedonia, please let me know. Are you seeing anyone? I just need a yes or a no. And maybes don't count. So, Celedonia, am I saying that right? I hope I'm saying that right. You can call me any name you want, but late for dinner. So, Miss Castro, paging Miss Castro. Oh, yes, thank you. I'm silly, aren't I? That's what makes life fun. So, thank you for answering. So, you are seeing someone. Let me tell you about this card then, because this is where it all ties together. This is called the Page of Cups. You are going to have a surprise announcement. And how do I know that? I want to make sure my pen is closed. Here's the Page of Cups. As you notice, He's a little bit funkily dressed, as most of our men can be, right? Okay, not a problem. Here's the cup. Page of Cups, Men of Cups are very romantic. They're the type of man most women want. Not all women, but most women. What I love about this is if you look at the cup really closely, there's a fish popping out of the cup. What that means in the tarot realm is he's going to surprise you with something. So I have to ask you, Celedonia, are you expecting an engagement? Or are you expecting a piece of jewelry from him that maybe he might be surprising you with? Because here's something else. I pulled the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands are all about entrepreneurship. They're all about business. They're all about getting things off the ground. They're all about starting new things. So here's the thing about Ace of Wands. When you look at the Ace of Wands, see the new growth on the wands itself? That tells me new beginnings, new things are starting. It's a new cycle, a new period. Coupled with this card, which is all about a surprise announcement. So I have to say, I think something's coming up with you and this man. Now, if you're already attached to Celedonia, and I don't know because you haven't confirmed that for me, or wait, maybe you have. Let me just scroll down. I apologize. I keep forgetting. So no, you're not attached. I think he's going to propose, or he's going to talk to you about wanting to get hitched. The decision is totally up to you, but here's a surprise announcement. And here's all about getting things in order, getting things together, merging, building together, going in the same direction. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if this is a guy you're already with. I get the feeling this is a guy you're already with. So keep me posted, because I think we all kind of want to know and celebrate for you and with you if that happens, because we all want to celebrate with you, because we're all about supporting each other and being with each other. So anybody who wants to troll or be mean isn't welcome on my page, because we're all about good juju, supporting each other and helping each other when we're down. Because you know what? I don't know about you ladies and gentlemen, but sometimes my crown falls off. And let me tell you, I need sometimes just my friends to help put my crown back on. You know, that's what friendship's all about. So I'm going to keep scrolling. Celedonia, 19 years. Yes. Okay. Perfect. 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 So keep us posted, Celedonia, because we want to know. I'm going to scroll. I'm going to go back up to the top and see who I missed. I'm going to try to hit people who I haven't talked to recently, because I like to try to hit people who I haven't called on before. Tiana Morgan, I love you too. Just for those of you that want to know, Tiana Morgan, I went to school with her mother. So Tiana is special to me, as you all are. You all are special to me. But Tiana, I love you. I love you. I love you. And kisses to your daughter. So Lisa Garcia, hello. Kimberly Kirkland, hello. Wen Santiago, I want to throw a card for you, Wen, because there's something that's jumping out for you that is saying stop. Not you, for me, stop at your name. So, hey, I don't question my angels. My angels say stop, I stop. So when Santiago, and I apologize if I'm not saying your name right, I pulled the Archangel Michael. So I just want you to know, and this is for when Santiago, I want you to know you're protected and you're overlooked by the Archangel Michael. For those of you that don't know much about the archangels, you've come to the right spot. When Satan was cast from heaven, the Archangel Michael took his spot. In its simplest form, the Archangel Michael is known for protection of body and mind and soul. So when he shows up in the cards, I love it, because a lot of people just look at him as physical protection, and I'm like, oh, hell no, girls. And boys, this is all about protection of body, mind, and soul. Because you know what? We need protection all around and not just the physical realm. Don't you think? So when Santiago, this is for you. And I'm going to pull a tarot card for you as well. When Santiago, the other card I pulled is, I'm so sorry about that. I thought I was going to sneeze again. When? I pulled the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is all about information coming in fast and furious. How do I know that? I'm going to explain it to you. See these wands? These wands are basically, some people perceive them as flying in, kind of like arrows. As you can see, they're wands and they have growth of new leaves on them. So that tells me information's coming in fast. And I think it's work related. Could be a fax, it could be an email, it could be a telephone call, but this has to do with work. And I feel like this is going to be a move. I feel like this is going to be like a department to department lateral transfer. Excuse me. So when Santiago, please keep us posted. All good cards. Am I silly when I do that? You can tell me if I am. All good cards. But for when Santiago, hey, keep us posted, because you know what? We're all about, supporting each other. And I want to know if you get a lateral move, because I think it's great. I'm just reading that. Kimberly Kirkland, hello. I'm so glad you made it. Any news for you? Let's see. I'm shuffling my angel cards. I feel like with Kimberly, this is for Kimberly Kirkland. I have to ask you, so cerebrally, as soon as I say this, it's like I want to cry. So I have to ask you, this is for Kimberly Kirkland, and I had to scroll all the way down so I can see your answer. Is your father still here? And when I say here, I'm referring to on the earthly plane. Is he crossed over? This is for Kimberly Kirkland. So I'm just waiting to see what Kimberly Kirkland is saying. So if I'm looking off the corner of my screen, I apologize, but this is for Kimberly Kirkland. Before I even flip a card, I'm stopped immediately because I have a father-like figure with me, and I want to address him because I will never, ever continue throwing cards when I have an angel present. So this is for Kimberly Kirkland. Please let me know, is your father with us? He's crossed over. Thank you. Thank you for that confirmation. So Kimberly Kirkland, I have your dad. And I can relate because, you know what, while people are fighting over politics and stuff, I'm just smelling my essential oils. No, I'm just kidding. I can relate, Kimberly, because as you all know, I lost my father in February, but I almost want to go like this, something about a mustache. So for Kimberly Kirkland, your father is addressing a mustache here, and I don't know what that means. I'm going to caveat that. Something about an upper mustache and cherry tomatoes. The act of taking a cherry tomato, throwing it up in the air, and catching it with his mouth. So Kimberly Kirkland, if you can confirm that for me, something about your dad and a mustache. He's showing me handlebars. Did he have a handlebar mustache? Almost like a handlebar mustache. This is for Kimberly Kirkland. And your dad had something to do with cherry tomatoes. It could mean he was an avid gardener. And him throwing up a tomato in the air and catching it with his mouth. So with that being said, now I'm going to throw you a card. I will always stop when an angel's present because as a nurse first, I'm going to honor our angels. But that just hits home because, as you all know, I lost my dad in February. So this is for Kimberly Kirkland. Sorry. Self-acceptance. This is from the Healing with the Angels Oracle. And the self-acceptance card, as soon as I hit this, it's like I have to almost come back a little bit because this is still for Kimberly Kirkland. I almost have to say who you are today and who you were 10 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, even a day ago. Your dad is so proud. And keep going, baby. And that's what he wants you to know. Keep going, baby. So you've arrived. You've come to a point where you've accepted yourself. And that's the important thing, because for so long you've strove for other people's affection. You finally came to a point where you shed wanting other people's acceptance. You've arrived, and your dad's so proud of you. So I just have to honor him and thank him for that, because whew, is it hot in here or is it big? But for Kimberly Kirkland, your dad is so proud of you, and I have to honor him. So for self-acceptance, he's so proud of you, where you've been and where you are today. Okay? Shelly. Hi, Shelly Lowry. I'm going to flip a card for you. Is that okay? I'm just going to scroll down here. I pulled that one, so I'm going to move that. Shelly, I have to ask you, what do you do? This is for Shelly Lowery. And I apologize if I'm saying your last name wrong. Lowery. The reason why I ask what do you do is because this traditionally is a card of workmanship, apprenticeship, and I have to almost say, I feel like you're going back to school and or an apprenticeship type of an education. Now, apprenticeship could be one of many things, but I feel like you're going back. And it's like they're saying you're going back. And when I ask why, it's almost like they're showing me the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is all about not being fulfilled. How do I know that? Here he is, or she, depending upon how you want to look at it. See the three cups in front of him or her, how they're spilled? The person hasn't realized that there's a river right behind them. So all they have to do is take the cups, go to the river, and fill them up. That's where this card comes in. This card comes in because there's going to be an apprenticeship, a job offer, and or a position where you're actually going to be training with someone else. And this is a hands-on position. This is what we call the hands-on card. This is the card where you actually are going to be learning side by side with someone a trade. And when I say a trade, what I'm referring to is something where you're in the position of teaching others. How do I know that? Look at the card. So when we look at the card closely, here is a person standing on a bench. See the bench? Teaching two other people what they're doing. So whatever you're doing, you're going to be teaching other people, almost like a mentorship. So Shelly, I still feel like even though you might be a housewife, I still feel like something's coming up for you. And this could be something as simple as PTA, PTO, something. Whether it's church related, I feel like it's coming up. Keep us posted, because I feel like it's coming up. I'm not quite sure, but I'm only saying what I feel like the cards are saying. So keep us posted, okay? I do feel like, though, you are very fulfilled at what you're doing currently, and that's a good thing, because not many people are fulfilled at what they're doing. So many people go through life just existing and not living, and there's a difference. There's a huge difference. So with Shelly Lowry, you are living, and that's the important thing. Megan Hall, how are you? How are you, Megan Hall? Thank you so much for coming. Megan, this is for Megan Hall. And yes, you may have a card, of course. I'm going to flip Angel for you, if that's okay. And then if we can't get answers, or if it seems confusing, we'll flip the tarot. So for you, this is for Megan Hall, spiritual growth. Spiritual growth comes in many forms, as I kind of alluded to earlier tonight. Spiritual growth is all about what we grew up with, our foundations, but it's also about what we, in my lingo, cherry pick. I grew up being born again. I grew up being, then I converted to Catholicism. And now I do a little bit of everything. I do a little bit of Wicca. I do a little bit of Reiki. I do a little bit of Buddhism. I do what works for me, because I adapt that into my life. And I feel like with you, it's kind of like the same thing. You what I call cherry pick. You kind of take different things from different religions. So for Megan Hall, keep me posted if I'm on the right track. The other thing I'm seeing with you, and this is going to sound really weird, is I'm seeing a really big rosary swinging. So that tells me, I feel like in your past or your background, there was a Catholic, for better lack of words, upbringing. And there might have been a break from that at some point, as we all do. At some point in time, we usually do break with whatever religion we are raised with, and then we kind of either come back to it, we swing back to it at some point in time. It ebbs and it flows. That's part of life. But I also feel, again, like you're cherry picking. You're trying to find what works for you, as we all do. I don't think, this is just me, I don't think one particular religion fits all of our needs in one package deal. That's just my opinion, my humble opinion. Hi, Carol. So glad you could join. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. Michelle, thank you so much. This is for Michelle Remdas. Thank you so much for joining. That's a card I already read. So this is for Michelle Remdas. This is the Hanged Man. This is what we call nursing, the waiting room. So if you've ever gone to the emergency room, you just kind of wait and wait and wait. So this is for Michelle Remdas. You're in a period right now where you're waiting for things to come to fruition. Not a bad thing. Don't rush them. I feel like this has to do with a particular family situation where you're kind of waiting for a family member to come around. Give it time. You see, in this particular situation, see how the guy is hanging upside down? Most people would think, well, good gravy, he's hanging upside down, he's uncomfortable. Au contraire. See, he's hanging upside down, but he's very comfortable. His leg is crossed, his hands are behind his back, and he has the knowledge of truth around his head. So he's very comfortable. So you're in the waiting room. Hang it out, wait it out. Don't rush things. Things will come around in good time. Just keep being yourself. Whatever the situation is with the family will resolve itself. I feel like there's bickering. I'm hearing like inroads, but it'll come around. It's more of the right to agree to disagree, if that makes any sense. So hang in there. And when I pull an angel card, what did I pull? Forgiveness. You guys are watching me shuffle these cards. So it's amazing how I keep pulling the same cards. I'm shocked. Again, these two go hand in hand. I can't. I mean, I was just talking about family. You're in the waiting room. Someone who's ruffled someone's feathers. It's okay. Wait it out. Boom. Forgiveness. What did I say earlier tonight? Forgiveness isn't so much about letting anyone off the hook. It's never about thinking that they get away with anything. It's more about your peace of mind. It's basically about blessing them, releasing them, and letting karma do the rest. Does that make sense? So what I'm going to do, and you guys are going to see me do this again, is I'm going to shuffle again, because I like to keep it real. But I always say, too, when I'm reading someone and cards keep repeating, it's because the angels want messages, or they want to hone in on particular messages. So if I keep getting repetitive cards, hey, like forgiveness has come up a couple times tonight, I kind of look at the bigger picture and say, I guess our angels really want us to focus on forgiveness tonight, and that there's a bigger reason why it keeps coming up, and that maybe collectively we need to forgive more and be more loving, because I think we live in a very reactionary society where we're taught just to react when someone does us wrong instead of stopping and thinking. I know I do. I mean, someone pushes my buttons on a bad day and I'm 0 to 60 bitch in a second. So yeah, I could use some, forgiveness and stopping and thinking and waiting. So it's when I see cards that keep coming up that are repeating, not a bad thing. I think the angels are just trying to tell us something. Bo, the boy can too. How are you? Thank you for joining. Of course you can get a card. This is for Bo, the boy can too. I'm going to start with Angel first. Truth and integrity. I love this card because when this card comes up, basically what the angels are saying is who you were 5 years ago, 2 years ago, a year ago, and who you are today are two different people. Thank God, right? I mean, I wouldn't want to be who I was 10 years ago. I'm not the same person. I'm not the same person who I was 5 years ago, let alone a week ago. Hopefully, I'm going to keep evolving, right? So with this card, Bo, what this means is this basically means you're evolving, you're changing, you're moving on, you're growing. This also means you're at a point where you tell it like it is, but you do it in such a way that many people can tell the truth. Not many people have integrity. To have both of them together is a rarity. Does that make sense? Some people can have truthfulness, other people can have integrity. Not many people can have both. And for those of you that want to argue, yes, there's a difference. I'm a nurse. There are nurses that can get in trouble for not telling the truth, and there are nurses that can get in trouble for not having integrity. There is a difference. So, Bo, kudos to you because the angels are saying you've evolved. You've gotten to a point in your life where truth and integrity have merged, and that's phenomenal. People look up to you for that. I'm going to hit tarot on top of that to see what else. Justice. And I think what they're saying with this card is kind of like you had to go through certain things to get to where you are today, as we all have been. We've all had to learn lessons, gone through karmic cycles to learn and be who we are and where we are. And they're basically saying with this card isn't so much about what's coming to you as more about the lessons you've learned and the acceptance and responsibility you took to get to this. Does that make sense? This is for Bo. So please let me know if I'm on the right track. Little validation is always good, always wonderful. I'm going to keep going. I'm hitting my water bottle thinking it's my mouse. Oh. Brenda Miles Gladwell, hello. Thank you for joining. And yes, of course you can have a card. I'm going to put that card aside because I pulled friendship and I'm not so sure. Well, friendship has come up a couple times tonight, but for you, it's like they're almost saying, and I have to almost stutter when I say this. 3 friends. 3 friends, how do I know? Look at the card. 3 friends are on the card. Let me just take a drink, excuse me. Okay, 3 friends are on the card, right? There we go. I have my voice back. Woo! Brenda Miles, this is for you. 3 friends of yours. One of them you have to be careful of. Not that it's a bad thing, but I want to say she can kind of twist the truth a little bit, kind of exaggerate maybe is a better way of saying it. So you're the 3 amigos is kind of like what they're showing me. Not a bad thing, but there's one of them, particularly the middle one. So if I were to say all 3 of you were different ages, one of you is the oldest, one of you is the middle, one of you is the youngest. The middle one sometimes can kind of twist things or exaggerate a little bit. Not a bad thing. You just kind of got to keep her in line. Keep her to the truth and integrity card that we just talked about. Not a bad thing. These 2 friends that you've had are lifelong friends. They're solid. You've had them forever. And that's a good thing. So I also want to go with this, balance. And this is where I was going before I hit the friendship card. Balance. And this is for, I'm still with Brenda. As soon as I hit balance, I suddenly feel off balance. And when I say off balance, what I'm referring to is I'm referring to almost like vertigo. As weird as that sounds, I'm going to throw that out. Usually this card refers to being able to balance home and work life. No, what I'm feeling as soon as I touch this card, and this is why I wanted to jump to friendship because I didn't want to address this card. I'm holding onto the desk because I'm feeling vertigo. So I have to ask you, are you having problems with vertigo? Dizziness in the head? Because that's what I'm feeling. And I feel like this could be like a chronic type thing that you're having. I'm not quite sure what's causing it, but I feel like, and I'm almost dizzy as I'm saying it. It's like, I don't know if it's medication related, and or as soon as I say that, it's like they're correcting me and saying blood pressure. So I have to almost ask you, are you having blood pressure problems? Because balance is where it's at, and I'm feeling vertigo. Hi, Tony Ann, how are you? Yes, there are lots of angels out here tonight, aren't there? So for Tony Ann, yes, I want to pull a card for you. I'm just shuffling the cards right now as we speak. And Michelle McElwee, you're next. Nature. So for you, I'm going to Tony Ann. I want to talk about nature. You love nature, the bigger things. There are some people that notice the small things, but for you, it's the bigger things. It's the sunset, the rainbows, the fresh snow, the storms, the smell of the rain after a fresh rain. Stay connected with nature. Nature is almost like your grounding. It's when you're upset, it's staring at the sunrise or the sunset. It's the way that you center yourself. It's a way of reconnecting to who you are. As weird as that sounds, it's a great way of just being. As weird as that sounds, just being able to go outside and take 10 minutes on your lunch break during the day and reconnect with the sun on you is a way of regenerating yourself. And I feel that. Keep me posted if I'm right, but nature is big with you. And I almost want to say I'm feeling dogs with you. So, Tony Ann, your current dog that you have that's living, Kong, the Kong ball is under your couch. Keep me posted. Michelle McElwee, yes, you're next because you have to go, you're saying. Okay, Archangel Michael, you saw me shuffle these cards. So what did we do? We've got the Archangel Michael, we've got friendship, and we've got forgiveness that keeps showing up in the deck. So Michelle McElwee, Archangel Michael's protecting you. So wherever you're going tonight, I want you to know you are protected. I want you to know you're being looked at by the Archangel Michael and you're being covered by his blue protection. I feel like this is more physical. I feel like for the most part, he protects us physically, mentally, and spiritually, but this is definitely a physical card. And I think that's great. I want to actually hit up, what are we going to next? Ace of Wands. I feel like you're going to work, and I don't know what is going on with work, but I feel like wherever you're going is work related tonight, and I feel like he's going to protect you on the way. Keep me posted if something happens. I'm just moving these over because I feel like there is something going on with work, and you're meeting a woman. Here you go. This woman's no nonsense, but she's a businesswoman. So Michelle McElwee, keep us posted on, you don't have to give us the details of who you're going out to meet tonight, but Archangel Michael is riding with you, shotgun, and he's going to protect you. And you're meeting a woman. And I feel this is business related. Hazel Glow, how are you, love? Thank you so much for joining. So, yes, you are correct, Hazel Glow. The abundance card has come out a bajillion times tonight. So thank you for pointing that out. That card has come out a lot tonight. So for Hazel Glow, I want to pull a card for you because I feel like the angels have something they want to say to you. Hazel Glow, this is for you. If you were to take a picture of you in your 20s, and a picture of your grandmom, mother's mother. I'm on my left side, so I know I'm dealing with your mother's mother, your grandmother. You would look like twins. So Hazel Glow, Find a picture of you in your 20s and your grandmother, your mother's mother. I'm on my left side, so I know whose side of the family I'm talking about. Your twins. You look more like your grandmother when she was younger than your mother when your mother was younger. Let me know if that's true, because I'd love to see pictures. So for Hazel Glow, for you, signs. Oh, you couldn't be any more. That's a sign right there. Other than the fact that you look just like your grandmother when you were younger. Yeah, I say younger because don't we all want to be younger? But take a picture of you in your 20s and a picture of your grandmom, mother's mother. You two look exactly like. You could be twins. Signs. Your angels are always showing you signs. And for Hazel Glow, I feel like they're showing me white feathers. So whenever you see white feathers, man, oh man, it's like they're saying that you're, pennies from heaven. They're saying white feathers from heaven. It's your family shining down, showing you signs that they're here. For me, whenever my dad shows me signs, he's over my shoulder. My dad, I always hear songs. I get a song on the radio and I'm like, man, that's my dad. That's my dad and I. So for Hazel Glow, yep, it's white feathers. White feathers for you. Ginger Newcomb. Let's see, no cards. Let's see, Ginger, new love. New love could be anything from a hobby to a romantic relationship. I feel like this is a hobby. So for Ginger Newcomb, I think this is a hobby that you're starting. And as soon as I say that, oh, it's almost like, I don't know what it is. It's not, thank you. I'm saying thank you to my angels in case if you guys are wondering, who is she talking to? I can't even turn my computer around because I'm in a corner. But if you've ever done a reading with me, I've actually done the hills are alive, and I've spun around in my chair so you can see that there's nobody else in the office with me. But for Ginger Newcomb, or Newcomb, new love, this is almost like Roomba, not Roomba, you know what I'm talking about, those fitness classes. It's like that, but it's not. I don't know what it is. You're doing something that is a new love. This is not romantic. I'm not talking sexual. I'm not talking opposite sex. I'm not talking that. I'm talking a hobby. This is something like a fitness class that you're doing, whether it's cardio, kickboxing. I can't place it, but this is a hobby that you're doing. And confirm it for me, please, because I'm tired and I'm not able to place exactly what you're doing. I don't know if it's a dance class, but something that you're doing. This is a new hobby for you. Hi, Dee, Devin, Dale, and Haley. How are you? Keep me posted, because that's what this new love is. It's actually a hobby. So, my peeps, it's been an hour and 20 minutes, and I'm just going to recap real fast. As you know, 7 things we don't want to say because we want to be crystal clear to the universe. I wish, I want, I could, I hope, I try, I need, and I desire. The universe is like, yeah, we all want that too. We want to be specific. I choose or I choose not, okay? Don't leave any wiggle room for the universe, okay? And Media Food Festival, I'm going to be there doing readings, and that is October 6th. And you like these little signs? And September 7th, Phoenixville Psychic Festival. You want to get read by some good psychics? There's going to be a bajillion psychics. So come on down to Phoenixville Psychic Festival. Other than that, my friends, peace, love, and light until, before I forget, next Thursday, I'm going to be in California. So anyone who's in San Francisco, guess what? I'm coming to you. So I will not be doing my weekly Facebook Lives, but I will be doing little snippets of Facebook Lives as I've been doing when I was in Arizona. So anyone who's in California, we're coming to see you. But I will not be doing my traditional, hour-long segment. So peace, love, and light, and please keep in touch and have a good night. Love to you.